Stoics frequently delve into the realm of self-mastery. Epictetus, for instance, emphasized steering clear of crude conversations, while Marcus Aurelius underscored setting boundaries for comfort and consumption. In this video, let's delve deeper into Stoic perspectives on mastering self-control. The significance of self-mastery has been a prior focus of mine. This skill proves invaluable, aiding us in distancing ourselves from addictive behaviors, resisting impulses when it's wiser not to yield, and staying focused on what truly matters. When we discern what's within our control and what's not, the crux lies in fortifying what we can handle, encapsulated in a single word: our own faculty. A robust faculty ensures we're less prone to being overpowered by external forces we can't control. This means impulses, triggers, and temptations hold less sway over us, bolstering our stance in an ever-changing universe. A significant revelation struck me after a recent 72-hour water fast. During this period, I abstained from food, solely consuming water for 72 hours. The initial day posed the greatest challenge, yet surprisingly, the second day flowed rather smoothly, and I managed all my usual tasks. This altered my perception regarding food. I used to believe I'd faint if I skipped a day's meal, but I discovered I'm fine after a stretch without eating. The lesson learned is that many needs and desires stem more from the mind than the body. For me, abstaining from food for 72 hours reshaped my relationship with it. I became less dependent, knowing I'll be all right and can function perfectly without food for a while. The upshot: I worry less about food. Stoic statesman and philosopher Seneca reflected on city festivals where Romans indulged, reveling in excess and pleasure. He argued that abstaining from these events is courageous, yet even more so is participating differently, without extravagance, presumably in a sober and modest manner. To detach from luxury and test the constancy of the mind, Seneca advised setting aside specific days to content ourselves with simple, inexpensive food and coarse clothing, while questioning ourselves, is this the condition I feared? Emperor Marcus Aurelius wrote about establishing leisure limits, emphasizing that we weren't meant to spend life excessively eating, drinking, and sleeping, especially when considering the rest of the planet. He stated, "Do you not see the plants, birds, ants, spiders, and bees performing their individual tasks, arranging the world as best they can? And are you not willing to do your work as a human being? Why aren't you striving to do what your nature demands?" Although I appreciate the analogy, I must add that some animals might not be the best examples of industriousness. However, another argument Marcus Aurelius repeatedly presents is that we should live in accordance with nature, specifically our human nature. Stoic ethics serve as the guide for this. To simplify, living virtuously aligns with nature and vice versa. Courage and moderation stand as two of the four cardinal virtues in Stoicism. Courage subdivides into trust, resilience, cheerfulness, magnanimity, and industriousness. Moderation can be further divided into modesty, dignity, good discipline, and self-control. There exist various methods to train self-control. Different fasting methods prove highly effective, but consulting a physician beforehand is crucial. Another method involves restricting smartphone usage, social media, and the internet as a whole, something I'm actually doing as this video gets published. Or how about this technique, pausing before meals and chewing a certain number of times before swallowing? You'd be surprised by how challenging this can be. Self-control makes us more familiar with the hardships many of our fellow beings face daily, like hunger, misfortune, and long work hours without vacations. Becoming content with what we have and less reliant on what we think we need brings a sense of inner peace and happiness. As Seneca says, let's become intimate with poverty so that fortune doesn't catch us off guard. We'll be richer with much more comfort if we learn how far poverty is from being a burden.